What are the crucial questions you want answered?
Well, the crucial questions that need to be answered are, what is it that led people to mislead Parliament? Was it deliberate? Was it just didn't have genuine possession of the facts? And if not, why not? And also, building on James Murdoch's statement about News International misleading Parliament, how does he now know that? And what can he reveal to us tomorrow that wouldn't prejudice an ongoing police inquiry?
Are you angry about Rebekah Brooks' arrest by police? Has that made your job harder?
I think it's complicated it a little bit. However, I think it would be wrong for politicians to interfere in the operational matters of police inquiries. If police felt yesterday was the best time to arrest Mrs Brooks, then I'm not going to second guess that.
Well, some others on your committee have been rather more forthright. They're fuming about this.
I think it's frustration because it raises questions about whether Mrs Brooks would be able to appear at all. My understanding is that there is no legal bar to her appearing tomorrow. In fact, I understand she's indicating she will still attend tomorrow. We haven't had any confirmation either way. At the moment, the assumption is that she will still be there tomorrow. What I think it does do is make sure that we have to be even more careful about the questions that we particularly ask Mrs Brooks. But that was always going to be the case anyway, because this is not an opportunity for politicians to be showboating, but to be asking serious questions.
Now, of course, there's speculation about James Murdoch that the police may want to question him too. If that were to happen before tomorrow, is it worthwhile going ahead with this whole committee meeting?
Well, I think just like we don't want to prejudice or interfere with police inquiries, I'm sure the police are careful not to interfere with parliamentary inquiries. And if anybody is charged at any point, of course, we immediately have to suspend our inquiries. There's a long-standing protocol about that. But I feel that there are still questions that can be answered in an open public domain that need not incriminate individuals, but try to get to the bottom of the truth of why it is that Parliament had previously been misled.
Do you agree with the summary of some of your other colleagues on the committee that basically, up until now, you've been lied to?
Well, I think there is a world of difference, to be honest, about whether somebody lies or somebody misleads. And I know that may sound very political, but I genuinely believe that a lie is when somebody intentionally misleads you. I think there are other situations where you make statements not in full possession of the facts and you do mislead others. And so it's the deliberate intention that we need to establish. Quite clearly, some other colleagues, some other members of Parliament believe that is deliberate, think they have evidence to show that. I hope we can explore that, but more importantly, the police need to explore that as well.
The Prime Minister, David Cameron, is coming back early from a trip to Africa. Does that not highlight the depth of crisis we're now in?
Well, I think it is shaking the foundations of trust between people in the press and politicians in the press. And that does need to be addressed. It is a serious matter. The last thing we want out of this is a supine press, a press that's regulated by politicians. That would be the wrong way to go, in my view. We need a free, vigorous campaigning press, but one where we can be extremely confident that illegal practices are consigned to history.
Do you suspect the Prime Minister could be in trouble?
I don't think so. There are very few things that I don't trust the Prime Minister's judgment on, and I have confidence that he'll be able to navigate through this with integrity. I genuinely believe that. I think that others may call upon him to resign. In fact, they are now. But that's certainly, I don't think we'll have any support within my Conservative Party. And I'm sure that he will continue to do a good job as Prime Minister.
Are you worried, though, about the drip effect here, the accumulative poison that now seems to affect so many institutions?
Well, I don't speak for the Prime Minister, but I'm confident he can handle this situation with his team. I think that previous Prime Ministers have had similar things thrown at them. And what matters to people in the UK at the moment, although they're shocked by the revelations, particularly the tipping point was with Millie Dowler's voicemail being hacked, they're still worried really about the economy, about jobs, about their use of health and education. And I think although this will register a little bit on the radar, actually in the constituency at the weekend, the conversation was more about bread and butter issues, dare I say it, than news of the world.
Now, tomorrow you'll be speaking to one of the most powerful people on earth. That's what many people describe Rupert Murdoch. Do you find that prospect intimidating?
No, I don't. I find it, if you like, it's a privilege to be there tomorrow, and I'm very conscious that a number of people will be watching and might get frustrated at the lack of questions we're asking. But we need to be careful. We need to be forensic. This, as I say, is not an opportunity just to get 20 seconds of headlines. It's about really getting to the bottom of the truth.
Well, I'm sure you get your headlines. Let's hope you get your truth. Thanks so much for talking to us.
Thank you.